This machine has 200 pounds of resistance. I'm not an at-home gym person, but after I tried this, I was pleasantly surprised. This is not a sponsored paid review. They did send this to me for free to test it out. And I'm gonna share my honest opinions. They do not get to see this video before I post it, but I was really surprised with this. This is the Speediance Gym Monster 2. It has 200 pounds of resistance with a squat rack, a pulley, Smith machine. It's kind of like a barbell, a dumbbell, cable machine, even a ski machine, and they have this rower feature. There is no subscription, no assembly, no drilling or mounting. And today I'm gonna share my honest thoughts of what I think of this device because it's really cool. There are some things I don't like about it, but let's go through the things I love, the things I don't like, and what it's like training with this at home. The Gym Monster 2, I think they gave me the Family Plus edition, which normally is $4,500, but I will have a discount code and link down below if you do wanna buy it, because I just love this so much. I was like, guys, I need to share this with all of you. I think one, I love training at the gym, so I just love having a barbell, dumbbell, like actual physical weights. This does use magnetic resistance. It comes with a bench. It folds up. The only issue is like, you can't access the gym wherever you go. Sometimes, you know, let's say I'm at my parents' house like I am today, or I have a super busy day and I just can't get to the gym because the commute to the gym and showering and prepping and all those things can take too much time, or I'm a busy parent and I need to be able to just get a quick workout in, whatever that is, just lift some heavy weights for 15 minutes, right? My last video, I mentioned that you don't need to work out for an hour. 15 minutes is just enough. Boom. So having something that maybe you just pull out, you do a quick workout, you roll it up, and maybe I need to move it out of here. I can just lift it like so, and now I can drag it to wherever I need to go, and then boom, drag it back up. It's that easy. It does all these features, these cool things that I'm gonna walk through and show you the experience of actually using it. You'll just press this button right here, and then this base will slide down. I'm about 200 pounds. We lock that in. 6 feet tall. So when I jump on this, you know, maybe I pull on this, you know, it'll lean if you pull on it too much that way. But when you're on this doing exercises, your body weight's also holding the base down. And I just was like, wow, this thing is so cool. There's no subscription. It came in 2 boxes, one massive box for this main unit, and then a second box for the rowing machine, which I also got. And this rower right here has a seat and then its own little bar, which we'll test out sooner and later. Effortless assembly. We just unpacked everything, put, you know, the mat down, and now we're ready to go. We took all the plastic off and that was it. I love that there's no subscription, no assembly, no drilling, and no mounting it onto the wall. I can put this anywhere in the home and we can maintain the sexy walls of this house. And now I can do pretty much most of the exercises that I want to. The max limit is 220 pounds and I do squats, bench press, more than that. But having a device where it's like, I need a quick workout, this is the perfect thing. Now in terms of the design and build quality, I love that it's got a metal frame. It's pretty sturdy. You do have the ropes right here to help with the training, and you can plug in whatever you want. They do give you a whole bunch of accessories. Like I can go ahead and do some triceps. I will just plug this right in, press the button, boom. And now I can do triceps. I could do biceps, and you'll activate the weights by using the screen. It does need power to do that. And to use the online classes and things like that, you'll need the internet. But to use anything about the machine and the magnetic resistance that happens inside of here, you will need power. So if you compare this to like dumbbells, free weights, obviously those don't need power. You can do that anytime, anywhere, but this will require power. So that is one downside. But the upside is that it's super clean. There's nothing, it looks minimal. I can slide it up and no one will know that it's a big training machine, and it has a wide variety of options. I can do 0 to 220 pounds, which is insane. They have a barbell attachment here. So now I can do squats right up here. They have handles for doing kind of chest flies, a variety of exercises. They have some protective straps so you can extend the cabling so that the cable doesn't rub against your arms or whatever it is when you're doing the exercises. Because one of the downsides is that it is a bit narrow. So it will fit through a door, but because it is narrow, if you're doing some kind of exercise where the rope might rub against you, you can't move the base of the rope. It's gonna be the width of this device itself. But it fits through doors. So it's you get one, you lose some. We've got ankle straps, so you can wrap these around your ankles and then do any kind of hamstring curls, hip extensions to be able to use these. It comes with these if you want to attach your own type of mechanism. A cleaning device, a little brush, a replacement string and cabling just in case anything goes wrong with the one that's inside. A foam for squats, bench, whatever, to have a little bit extra protection. A properly graded barbell that you can actually take these and move where it mounts onto the barbell by sliding these up and down. Boom. Depending on the length that you want. You can pretty much do any barbell exercise. And then lastly, a smart control ring, which you can mount on the barbell itself using this section, or I can remove it and wear this on my finger to be able to control the weight by scrolling this, and then activating the weights by pressing this on and off. Now, the most important thing with any exercise equipment is that you can do the exercises easily, efficiently, and you can transition between them and do all the things that you need to do. So what I personally love to do is 15-minute workouts when I don't have a lot of time. Is just get to the gym, which can sometimes take me 15 minutes, do a 15-minute workout, and then go home. So that could be a 45-minute round trip journey. But if you have kids, you have meetings to go into, like, I just want to be able to do this at my office, at my home. And that's where this device comes in. And they have a couple options here. They have a free lift and all workouts where they have pre-written workouts that you can follow from rowing, etc. And I'll go through that. But what I loved is the custom workout where I can write my own workout. So I kind of wrote down all the main workouts that I prefer to do. When it's a quick workout, I'll do like 2 or 3 of these, not all of them, but we're gonna go through all of them so you can see what it's like actually using the machine, and I'll share my thoughts about the machine while I'm doing it. And as you can see, I called it longevity. It's 128 minutes. So it's just, I put every single exercise in here, and they have the exercise selection. They'll guide you through how to do it and how to set it up for that specific one. So we got barbell squat, we got barbell deadlift, we've got barbell bench press. I don't remember putting that one on. So let's edit that. And you can do some really unique stuff. Pal off hold, we're gonna delete that. Hold up, yes, delete, now we'll save. You can customize the workout to whatever your needs are, and this is just the one that I wrote. Seated barbell lat pull down, kneeling dual handle lat pull down. Oh, it's gonna show you the exercises, what you need, how to do it, bullet points, breathing, muscle sensations, common mistake, muscles, height levels, boom, how it works with that specific one. So I'm putting all of these, Romanian deadlifts, reverse lunges, and then I just added some extras just to show some accessory work, but I love doing compound because that's just the easiest. So hip abduction and then single leg calf raises because I'm running and I want to do a sub 3 hour marathon, so I need to strengthen my ankles and feet. So now we're gonna hit start here. Just gonna load this bad boy up. And what's nice right here, you can just pull this out and then you can slide this up and down just like you do it with any cable machine. So, oh, hey, I'm not ready yet. I can slide this down here. I can change the background music, which we're actually gonna turn off. Voice guidance, sound effects, we can turn up. System volume, we can change. Pause, there's a Bluetooth ring. Heart rate monitor device, smart handles that we can turn on and off. They have Apple Music and Speediance music that you can use. We're not gonna play music. We're gonna tell him to pause. Oh, we're not ready yet, sir. So the best way I found this is open up the Speediance app. Make sure everything's connected, it's refreshing. We do have a discount code and link down below if you want to use that. It'll save you some money and help support the channel. So it's actually, I've done 1 workout. I show all my workouts for the last 7 days, my stats. If you do want to save some money, you can use my link right there. And now that the app is open, we'll put that down. They have Apple Health and Apple Watch integration. So I'm gonna pull it up on my watch, boom. Now the heart rate should be connected. Once it requires my heart rate, you can pause and end your training on the machine. Now that it has my heart rate 81, I just open the app. It's gonna show on the machine as well and save that on Apple Health. 30 pounds, that's 7 RM. We can turn on the weights when we're ready and it's gonna activate it, but we need to set up this machine first before we get into this. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Let's show you how that's done. Now, because it's a squat rack, I will have to get the barbell and set it up here. So we have these little hooks that I'm going to remove, and we'll put these off to the side here for a second. But what I will have to do, press this button down and then slide this out. So now it's gonna come off that. And on the bottom, you'll see there's another version of that right there. So what I'll do now, and we slide it in right there, boom. And now it is locked into place here. And we're gonna take the same one up here. Press this button, slide it off, boom, and then go ahead and you find the grooving right here. It's a little hard because the cable is a bit wobbly. Boom, now it's slid in. We have our little trigger here that we'll want to use in a second. And then I'll take these hooks and I'll actually just hook these right here, and that's where you can leave the barbell on. Relax, relax. We're still getting prepared. Now I grab the barbell and I have it on. You can move these by pulling this out, and then it'll slide up and down like so. And then once it locks into place, like right there, this will go in. So now we have that locked in there. It's got a whole bunch of holes. Move everything to the side. And then to get this in the system, how this works is the ball has a little crack right here. There's a button on this side. We'll press that button. Boom. And now it is on there. So I can pull this weight. I find my right stance, which is within line of the cables. It's about 30 pounds, so I'm gonna press it now once. Press. Boom, activated 30 pounds of weight. We're doing 6 reps. 1. It's gonna say amazing. It's gonna show each side, left and right, how much power I put. So on the first rep, the left side had more power. See the yellow and the green. Green is left side, yellow is right side. And the power, you can see the wattage when I go up, boom.
Turn off that weight.
Automatically turns off that weight. Now one of my gripes here is the Bluetooth controller. Like, yes, you can wear it on your finger, but I really don't want to do that when I'm weightlifting, so I put it on the bar. So every time I change the exercise, I have to move where I put it and figure out where my thumb can go. And I'm always scared I'm gonna accidentally press it, but there is a button where you can change the settings, so you have to press it twice. Boom, it activates. You can feel the weight. Now we're gonna go for a full deadlift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Off the weight. Well done.
So the weights are kind of low right now, but in terms of like how it feels, it doesn't feel the same as a real weight would. Like if I was doing a barbell deadlift, it doesn't feel the same. It feels a little more like wobbly and frictiony. I think when I tried this at CES, it kind of felt the same. And I don't know if over time like you get better at that, but the magnetic resistance is not gonna feel like an actual barbell deadlift. And that's where I would argue that this is not a full replacement. But so changing the weights, like yeah, I can slide, but now it's like, okay, I wish it locked to the most common weights, 25, 45, 55, and I could easily be able to jump through them all. But right now it's like a sliding scale and then maybe use the plus minus to fine tune it. Just a little more effort. But if it's learning what you're doing, it uses the AI and it figures these things out, you really don't have to touch that. So now I have to set up the barbell bench press, which is nice. I don't have to change where the bar is, but I have to slide the bench under. And I think this is one of the biggest challenges is like, oh, where do I put the bar? This is a bit challenging, but then I realized it has these hooks. So now, I don't think they will support the full weight, so you don't want to activate the weight. But when it's at zero magnetic resistance, I can go ahead and place this bar up here. And as you can see, the ropes are gonna hang off the sides. So if there's something that's in the way, you do want to account for it taking up a little bit more space when you are in workout mode. We're gonna slide the bench, which their bench that they provide fits almost perfectly on the bottom pad. And the downside now is if my feet are outside of the pad, they're gonna be lower. There's about, what, a 2-inch thickness right here, which I don't love as well, which you'll see in some other exercises. It doesn't work out so great. Being able to grab this bar, this is how I do it. First, I need to move this guy to make sure it's like near my thumb so I can activate and reactivate the weight. And then when I grab it, I'm actually grabbing it lopsided, and this just makes it easier to take it on and off because my grip would be right over where the bar actually rests. So this is my hack and workaround. And then I'll press this button, activates the weight. Here we go. And now we can do our bench press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's an easy weight. When I'm doing the bench, I can't see the screen. I can hear the sound. So they have a cool little thing here, which I didn't put enough space, but I can go as far as here. And now I'm gonna press this button on the top right. It flips the screen. So it's upside down and I can see it while I'm working out. I can see my reps, my power. And I think that's one of the coolest features. All right, so what I'm gonna do, we're actually gonna increase the weight by turning the dial on this remote controller. Let's go for 95 pounds. Let's try, honestly, let's go big or go home, huh? 125. So now we're a little bit more than half of the max weight. We're gonna lift the bar up in that hacky way that I do it. We press go, activates the weight, ooh baby. And now, 1, 2, I can see my right side is weaker. 3, 4, so there's a little bit of a wobble as you can see. 5, 6, deactivate. So that wobble is something I don't absolutely love, but there are some safety mechanisms which I do. So if you want to max out weight without a spotter or an actual person, this can spot for you. There's a spotter mode where the machine will detect if you're struggling and it automatically reduces the weight and locks the cables for safety. So if you're like, oh, you can't go, boom, cuts it off. That Bluetooth remote controller, I can instantly press the button to turn it on and off if I ever get stuck. So you don't have to turn it on and off via the screen or follow the automatic instructions. So if it detects unsafe cable speeds or an imbalance, it's really odd, it just shuts it off. I remember once I had it on barbell mode and I just pulled one side and it was like, what's going on? And it just like froze the cables and the cable just hung there. Now the AI is using my velocity, how many reps I'm able to do at what weight, and modifying my workout, and it actually increased the weight again because it was like, that was a little too easy for you. So now it's at 157 pounds. I usually try to bench around 5 sets of 5 to 6 reps at 225, and this maxes out at 220. So I wouldn't be able to get that type of workout. But let's say I have this in my office or at my home and I have kids and I just want to get like a quick bench in and get enough of a workout. This is plenty, this is ample. I think I'm definitely above average, but being able to get, just enough workouts within a short period of time at home in an easily accessible way, this has been a game changer system for me. So here's the screen. This is the flippity button. I press that, it flips the screen. So now I can adjust. As you can see on the back here, there's a little angle that lets me adjust the angle of the screen. And there's a speaker built in at the bottom. Speaker's okay. Am I in love with it? No. Decent enough to play music, but honestly, I'd prefer to use Spotify. They don't have Spotify integration yet, and I just prefer to use my own speaker or my own headphones. I don't want to bother anyone when I'm using this at home. Next are the workout types that I was talking about. So yes, it might not hit the weight that I'd prefer, but there are different workout types. So we're on standard, there's chain, there's eccentric, and fixed speed. And what's cool with chain is it feels like it's a chain. So as you go higher up, as you go farther away, the weight's higher, and as you get closer to the bottom of the rep, the weight's lower. Eccentric will increase, so as the cable's pulled up more, the weight increases and vice versa. Eccentric, which will actually increase the weight on the way down on the eccentric position of the string. And then there's fixed speed, which actually just makes sure that whatever velocity you're going at, it modifies the weight to maintain that velocity. So I usually just do standard, but they do have these other variations that you can do as well. It shows you total duration, how much weight you've done. It tracks a whole bunch of data. So now we're gonna go.
Barbell lat pull down. We're targeting the lats.
So like, this is something you can't do with dumbbells. I think a deadlift, bench press, you can do a lot of those things with dumbbells if you wanted to, single arm or just in your hands. And it's okay, it works. Having the barbell makes it a little bit nicer, but then there are certain exercises you cannot do with dumbbells, which would be pull downs, certain kinds of hamstring exercises, and this makes it that much easier. So yes, there's probably a cheaper and offline option, but having an easier way to do pull downs, like yeah, you could install a pull down bar on your door, but there's just another way where you can do barbell, you can do pull downs with a bar or pull downs with handles. So let's show you what this looks like. So here comes the biggest piece, is like we know where the bench needs to stay where it is, but now we actually have to put the bar up here. So what we're going to do now is disconnect these leads. Ooh. Disconnect this, jeez. Take the barbell off, take these hooks off, because we don't need these right now. Press this button in, slide these out, put this hook in here. I think there's a big part that people don't talk about is this transitional piece. Like, yeah, you gotta be ready for this. It did feel a bit overwhelming at the beginning, but there is a little bit of a learning curve, but once you figure it out and you get it, I would say it's relatively simple. So like, this is a weird, somewhat of a weird position to be in, but I guess that's how you're gonna do it. And now we're gonna have to move this up together, which maybe we should have done without the bar, which like now that's like a learning curve, right? Oh. Move this up here, move it up there. Okay, so now we're in. We're gonna wanna move this guy over here. Boom. 2, 4, 5. We're gonna grab the handles. So this is how cool it is, because I can just do the barbell stuff and now I can switch straight to handles. There's so many exercises you can do just by having these different variations. I know this is probably a weird way to sit down and do lat pull downs, but it doesn't go any higher, so you're kind of stuck with this version. Oh, you know what I forgot? Is the ring. So now it's like, okay, we're switching stuff. I gotta bring the ring. There's a lot of little bits that you gotta carry and manage. And yes, I can probably just press turn on. Actually, I can do that.
3,
because
2,
there's no
1,
bench
go.
or anything. Here we go. 10 pounds each side. Oh, 1, 2.
Last 3 reps.
3.
Here we go.
4. Oh. So I went a little too fast, and I was saying too high cable speed. Pulling back will trigger the spotter. Please ensure safe training. So that's one of the safety features in action. Reconnect. Boom, activated. This is how you adjust the barbell. You pull this piece out and slide it to here. It goes into place, boom, boom. Standing barbell shoulder press. I know he's facing the front, but I'm gonna face the machine. And this rotates, so I can rotate the bar however I want. Boom, boom. Lift this up, press the button, activate. 1, 2, 3, 6,
Turn off the weight. Well done.
And if I want to, I could do single handle. I can swap it out instead of the barbell. One hand, alternating handle. Like there's so many different variations of exercises that I could do. And I can now take these ankle straps, wrap it around my leg, and pick a side and lock this into the system and use them. That's so cool. You got hip abduction work that you can do. He guides you through. They have videos that show you everything that you need to do if you don't know how to use the machine specifically for this. And you can even do single leg calf raises. Would you look at that? You hold onto a handle and do each side one by one. And because the machine is elevated, you're able to sink your heel down and work on each side. They're saved. Save those configurations. Now it's going to show me all the stats for my workout, the volume, the kilojoules, the duration, the calories burned. I can set my RPE, confirm. It gives me an analysis, form, movement scores, total volume. All this gets tracked to me, to my profile. Barbell movements, uneven bilateral force in this section. It's got it for every single exercise. And I can see a diagram of target muscle groups that I targeted, my heart rate overall. And that's gonna be saved now for a custom workout that I can always do. If you have family or other people in the house, you can add new users to this system, which is really nice. And if you have a partner, each person could do an exercise on each side and they can have separate weights, separate connections to them, which is really cool. And this is kind of the screen of what you'll see. You can set goals for what you want to do. You can do a free lift so you can control all the things. I have the dynamic weight. You have standard mode for all workouts. You have chains mode, so it changes the weight based on where you are in the motion. Eccentric mode, where it increases the weight on the way back from the exercise. And then fixed speed mode, which keeps your velocity and changes the weight based on that. You have all the pounds and the reps you can do on each side, so that's the free lift option. The custom option, which you can go ahead and create your own workouts and name them and add the exercises that you want for those. So if I want to do like a chest day, leg day, I can do that. There's a whole bunch of all workouts. You can see all the options here, from rowing, strength workouts, different types of things for different periods is popular, full guided. You have strength, HIIT, cardio, quick fit, Pilates, recovery, activation, beginner course. You can filter by if it's new or popular, the level, beginner, intermediate, duration. You can see all the different exercises that they have. There's so many, like I don't even know how many there are. I want to say there's thousands, but you can just slide through and see how many there are. You can filter by the types, you know, they even have just body weight if you really want. A warm-up section, a HIIT section. So there's a ton of things that you can do in here. Volume, calories, it's stunning. But the part that I wanted to test was, let's go to all workouts. They gave me the rower unit right here. So we're gonna put that in and see easy going recovery row. Let's do that, boom. So now it's 18 minutes, shows you the stroke rate, resistance. We're gonna hit start and go ahead and do this rowing and set up the rower. So not only is this a strength machine, but also, a cardio machine. So now I'm actually gonna disconnect this piece here. We're gonna have to move these guys. This one, there's actually a row setting that's specific to rowing. So we'll slide that in right there. Slide this out right here. Slide this in right here, put the bar in, lock that into place, and we have our rowing bar. Usually rowers have like ergonomic handles, but this is kind of flat, which feels a bit weird, but hey, it is what it is. We're gonna grab our rowing machine and you slide this bad boy right up against the piece here. Don't want this guy here. And now it turns into a rowing machine, which is kind of cool. We can just slide this back out, put our feet into here, and I can change the resistance on the screen. It's on 5 currently. So it's not like a real rower, it's a magnetic resistance rower. I'll grab this and now I'm surprised at how good it feels like a real rower. The handles are a little high, so I might actually go one level down just for what I'm used to. Like I prefer the row erg. So this like works. Like if you're like, hey, I need a rowing device, but I don't want to spend money on another device. This is like a good all-in-one. So it's kind of neat that you can do all these options in one unit, one device. So doing cardio, getting all your mitochondria strong, getting all your strength stuff. Like this is probably the best at-home all-in-one device that just gets all these things kind of like checked off. I'm not gonna say it's the best gym device, but it's the best, most convenient at-home gym device. So what are the biggest pros and cons? Pros, it's an all-in-one space-saving device. Once I'm done with my workout, I can just fold this up. The rowing piece doesn't actually fold up anywhere, but I like that I can just go ahead, come here, lift these latches, press the button on the side, and then either move it or just close it up so that way it's not in the way. I press this button here, grab the handle, lift this up, and now we're locked in place. We actually want to end this workout. Forgot to do that, but now it locks into place. Boom. Where I put these bits, con. I don't know where to put these bits. It feels weird. In terms of like the height and the space it's taken up, like this is not a lot of space, which I really, really like. There's no assembly, it's super easy to use. It's great for all fitness levels. There are super advanced levels where this might not be enough. It covers like 90% of the population. They have AI coaching, which is an extra subscription. So to use everything, no subscription. If you want some extra stuff, then there is a subscription, but I'm happy that they don't charge just to be able to use the device. They have the unique resistance modes, like the 4 different modes that I talked about that you get to use. That's really cool. The partner mode, so you can use shared workouts, use the device at the same time. And they're always doing regular software updates. Maintenance is minimal other than software updates, and that's pretty much it. Maybe if the rope breaks, you can replace it. The cons, it's pretty expensive. Compared to the other competitors, it is more expensive, but there is no subscription. So if you use this over time, I think it'll be cheaper. It does require a power outlet, whereas like dumbbells and like classic weights might not. So you gotta make sure it's near power. If you want to do online courses, you will have to be near Wi-Fi. And then the con is also the digital resistance feels a bit different from free weights. You know, I love my free weights, so this is not a replacement, but I think it's a supplement, something to use at home, something for quick stuff, just to get that workout in, or it's kind of like a baseline setter. Like I'm gonna do this every day no matter what. If I have extra time, I go to the gym. And then another con is the heavy delivery. It comes in massive boxes on a pallet, and you do have to work through opening that up, and it's pretty hard to move. So when you get the delivery, you got to unbox it where it is, and then it's easier to move it once you've gotten it out of the boxes. Discount code and links are down below. They do have some Prime Day deals, some kind of other holiday deals. So if you are watching this video during then, use that. My name is Shervin. Follow me on all of the socials. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.